Okay. I ain't got no lip gloss, no nothing. Just out here ashy and hungry. Ashy and hungry. Hey my little raggities, what is up? How are y'all doing? Happy Monday. So I almost didn't upload today. Y'all, raise your hand if you've ever been a victim of having old ass parents to get on your nerves. Just me? Oh. Alright. Well, if not, then you already know how I feel right now. Annoyed. So today we are going to be doing bye or goodbye. And I got this really cute idea from my girlie over there on Instagram. Her username is The Thriller Reader. And she posts all the thriller recs. That's all she reads. So if you're a thriller person and you are always looking for thriller recs, she's the one you want. She's the one you've been looking for, okay? So you want to go follow her and have you a good old time, okay? Plus, she's really, really sweet. So yeah, go ahead and follow her. But she made a post a couple weeks ago, and she titled it "Buy or Buy," where she posted a series of books that she, either recommended or would not recommend. And I was like, "Oh, this is super cute, girl! Like, I'm gonna do this as a video." If you don't mind, but I'm gonna give you your credit though. And she was like, yeah, girl, go ahead. So yeah, y'all be sure to follow her. So today I have 5 books that I'm going to be either telling you to buy or I'm probably going to be saying goodbye to. Okay. And this was kind of like challenging because y'all know I did that huge unhauling video months ago and I got rid of like 10 books and I was like, oh my God, I don't have any of the books that I hate anymore. So, so this is a bit of a challenge to find books that I didn't really enjoy because I got rid of them suckers. But I still have a couple stashed away for a rainy day, such as this one. So, without further ado, I have my booze. Okay, so let's just start this off right. Okay, so first on the list is Such a Fun Age. Now, I read Such a Fun Age when I first got put on to Book Talk. Like, this was Grown by Tiffany D. Jackson, and this book was one of the first books that I bought and got into that like really put me out there into the bookish community. And so that's probably why I haven't gotten rid of it. But so basically what Such a Fun Age is about, it is about a young girl named Emira. She is a babysitter for a wealthy family. And while she's out on an outing with the kid that she's babysitting, she gets stopped and she gets accused of, kidnapping the child because Amira is black and the little baby is white. So they was like, who white baby is that? That ain't your baby. Who white baby is this? So Amira is like, who you talking to? So, they cause the scene. Somebody whips out a phone and they're recording the interaction between Amira and this person, and it goes viral. Mind you, the wealthy family, the mother, she's well known. So this is just really not a good look for the family, okay? Now, I do have my Goodreads review here that I did back in 2021. And I'm going to read it to you guys because I really don't remember how the book made me feel. So I did pull up my Goodreads review so that I can just get back into the moment. Okay. So 2021, Raina said, Such a Fun Age is a good story. However, not a lot happened within the storyline. A lot of the story showcased each character's personality traits, which made some of the chapters drag on and on. These fillers rarely contributed to the development of the story. So basically, what 2021 Raina is saying, she's saying that it was all fluff, no plot. So, but 2021 Raina did give the book 3 stars. Oh, there's more. She also said the novel itself displayed the difference between loving and fetishizing, fetishizing, fetishizing Black women, as well as racial undertones and how they affect the lives of Black and brown people in their day-to-day lives. A lot of the scenes I found myself annoyed with the main character, Amira. Okay, a lot of the scenes I found myself annoyed with the main character, Amira. The author wrote her out to be nonchalant, ghetto, and a little clueless, which annoyed me sometimes. I love the idea of the story, but it just wasn't what I expected. So, basically the idea was there, but the execution was not. So yeah, I did give it 3 stars. So are we buying this, or are we saying goodbye to this? I'm going to say that we're going to say goodbye, because while I do still have it and I haven't unhauled it, baby, I only got it because it's one of the first books that I reviewed on Book Talk. And so this is just like a little keepsake memory type situation. But we can definitely say goodbye to this, okay? Because like I said, the idea was there, but the execution was not. Moving on. Okay, so next up we have Fat Chance Charlie Vega. And I initially bought this book because the cover is so cute. I also read this in 2021, and let's just say I enjoyed it. Okay, so basically this is about Charlie, who is plus sized, and she wants to love her curves, she wants to love her body, she wants to be more confident and in control, but she has a very, very toxic mother who does stuff like leave weight loss shakes and makes little snappy comments, not snappy, but just like rude comments about Charlie's body. She also kind of puts her best friend against Charlie, Charlie's best friend against her, like she says things to compare Charlie to Charlie's best friend, is what I'm trying to say. And Charlie is really annoyed with that, but she doesn't really, have no animosity with her best friend. She's like, it's not your fault. My mom is a jerk, right? And so finally, Charlie is finding herself, in a relationship or romantically involved with her classmate Brian, and she really likes Brian. She's finally feeling like, she's seen, and she's finally she's finally feeling like, she's found a love of her own. But then one day she finds out that Brian asked Charlie's friend Amelia. He asked Amelia out first. And so she's like, damn, so basically I was just the next best thing. I wasn't even your first choice. Y'all, I really enjoyed this story. I gave it 4 stars. So let's go ahead and see what 2021 Raina said about the story. Y'all, my voice is crazy right now. I'm still sick. This is a story of self-acceptance. Charlie Vega is a plus-size high school student who more than often feels unwanted. Her self-pity leads her to believe that she will always come second to her best friend. Even her own mother seems to prefer her over Charlie. As she continues to doubt her worth, something extraordinary happens that begins to shift how she views herself. But will that be enough? This story was relatable, cute, and empowering. The end was somewhat predictable, but the character building was consistent, and I could really feel the emotions of Charlie and those around her. So, Kudos to Crystal. Okay, and then I also read her second book that I really enjoyed, and then I also have her third book geared up on Libby. I'm just waiting for November to start so I can start that. But Crystal knows how to write a cute book. So if you want something cozy and cute, Crystal's your girl. Are we saying bye or goodbye? I'm pretty sure it's obvious. We are saying bye. Bye, bye, bye. So next up, we have Slay. This is such a cute cover. Okay. TikTok influenced me to buy this because I saw the cover and I was like, that is gorgeous. I need it. So basically, this is another YA. It is about 17-year-old Kiera Johnson, who is an honors student, and she's one of the only Black students at Jefferson Academy. And Kiera is a little bit of a genius. She created her own video game. Nobody knows she created it. It's just her own little world, and it has a big, big following. And it's specifically made for Black students who can just come in and be themselves and be unapologetically Black. The game has a lot of different themes that represent Black culture and hip hop, and it's really like a really cool game for kids in the culture, right? So nobody knows she's made it, not her mom, her friends, nobody, not even her boyfriend, who's kind of like a hotep. Malcolm, he feels like video games are a distraction to keep the Black man from becoming great. So that's his whole thing about video games, and she just won't tell him that she's created a video game of her own. But one day in Kansas City, a student has a dispute, a kid has a dispute with somebody on her game, and that ends up leading to that person being killed. So of course that goes viral, and Kiera is facing a lot of backlash, and she's facing being sued for the game and for anti-white discrimination. Also, there is someone who has hacked into the game and is harassing people on the game, and he is threatening to expose Kiera. So she is basically trying to figure out who it is and how they can be stopped. So let's dig into what 2021 Raina thought about the book. Okay. So she said, I think the concept was very unique and fresh. A lot of plot twists. I think the concept was very unique and fresh. The plot twist wasn't expected. However, I didn't care for the overly detailed descriptions about the game she created. So I gave it 3 stars. So what I meant by that was that I wanted more plot instead of more detail about the game itself. So there were a lot of pages that talked about certain items that the game had, or certain like gibbets and trinkets and things in the game that you could earn when you play, and it was very detailed. And I just wanted more plot. I wanted more depth, and I wanted more to be happening other than what was going on. So I gave it 3 stars. Now, are we buying it or are we saying goodbye to it? I'm going to say that for a kid, yes, buy it. For an adult, goodbye. Okay, I feel like while the story is really cute because it is YA and it's for children, it's a good story for children. But did it hold my 30-something-year-old attention? No. So I would say goodbye to it. But if you have babies that you want to buy this for, buy it. Okay, so next up we have All Boys Aren't Blue. And this is also something I read in 2021. And I enjoyed this book, y'all. I really did. It is a memoir. So if you are a memoir person and you like to read memoirs, definitely check this one out because it was very, very good. So let's go over and see what 2021 Raina had to say about All Boys Aren't Blue. She said, George M. Johnson gives a full view of what it means to be queer and Black in a world that mistreats both sides of the spectrum. It was refreshing to hear a story of a young man who grew up in a family that accepted him for who he was. His candidness was shocking at times, but I understood the importance of him telling his story the way that he did. Although I'm not a part of the LGBTQ plus community, I really appreciated his stance on what it means to find yourself and love yourself in spite of what the world would have you believe about your own identity. All Boys Aren't Blue is an easy and enjoyable read that is well written from beginning to end, and I gave it 5 stars. So, you already know that we are saying bye, yes, to All Boys Aren't Blue. We are definitely saying bye. So if you have not read it, if you don't have it, check it out on Libby, buy it at your local bookstore. This is a definite yes. Okay, so last but not least, we have something that I read this year. And it is another YA, and it is a thriller. Okay, so we have That's Not My Name by Megan Lally. And I really sort of kind of maybe enjoyed this. So let's head over. Actually, I don't even have a Goodreads. You know what? That's true. In 2021, I was in my Goodreads bag, and then all of a sudden, I just stopped writing my reviews on Goodreads. I need to get back to that. So my thoughts about the book. I felt like it was a little bit slow, just a little bit, but it helped my interest enough to get me to the part that really blew me away. So basically, what is it? It's about a teen. She wakes up on a dirt road. She has no recollection of any days before, how she got there, any of the things. And so she comes across a police car, thank God, and he takes her to the station. You know, eventually her dad shows up. He shows a proper identification for her, and they send her on her way. And so over in the next town, you have Drew, right? Okay, so you have Drew, who is kind of like the black sheep of the town. Nobody fools with him because him and his girlfriend Lola, they got into an argument, right? And so Lola leaves the car to kind of cool off, and he just lets her. But Lola never returns to the car. She ends up missing, and no one knows where she went. And you know, they really feel like Drew has something to do with her disappearance, and he's just not saying it. But nobody has the proof to really prove that he is responsible. So that's basically what the story is about. He's saying, I didn't have anything to do with the disappearance of Lola. The town people not trying to hear it. He's trying to solve the case himself because he's like, look, I gotta prove my innocence. You know, I don't like how y'all treat me. And then over in the other town, you have Mary's story and her, you know, trying to get her memory back, and, you know, with her dad that she's not really familiar with, but she's like, you know, recovering from whatever injury that she had. And y'all, the plot twist was so twisty and so tragic that I was like, oh my goodness, like I was not expecting that. Like I didn't have any. I know what I thought was going to happen, but it didn't happen the way that I thought it would happen. You know what I'm saying? And I was talking to my friend who just finished it, and she was like, yeah, I kind of figured that was going to happen. I'm like, girl, how did you figure that? She's like, I watched a lot of Law and Order. I said, oh, okay, well, girl, I had no clue. I had no clue at all. So are we saying bye or goodbye, I gave it 4 stars, and I would definitely say bye. Okay, definitely say bye, bye. Okay, this was a solid YA for it to be a thriller. A lot of thrillers that is YA typically are a hit or a miss, and this one was definitely a hit. So have you read any of these books? Would you read any of these books? Does any of these books sound interesting to you? And if they do, drop down in the comments and let me know. Yeah, and I will talk to you guys later. It is the last week of Vlogtober. A time was had. Okay, so y'all be sweet, y'all be safe. Bye.